Hello everyone, myself Bharat Bhushan Singhal, Assistant Professor Google Apps, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. We discuss fundamental of programming language. In previous lecture, we discussed about the conditional statements like if else, uh, if switch case, and examples of that. Now in this lecture we discuss about the loops, so students are able to understand working with while loop, for loop, do while loop. So now we start the lecture. Today lecture, you may encounter situations when a block of code needs to be executed many numbers of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. Programming languages provide various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. What is the loop? You have a code, you have a statement, you want to print a line, my name is Bharat, at one time, but you want to print that line at many times, like 10 times. Then what operation you perform? You write that code at 10 times, printf, 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 but it is done in thousands time. Then what you do? Because it is complicated to write 1000 times of that code. So for that solution, we use for loop, while loop, do while loop. They are allow us to execute a single code at many times. For what? They use a condition. When that condition is going to false, then your loop is automatically terminated. Okay, now move on. There are many loops in C programming. They are while loop, for loop, do while loop. While loop. While loop means it have a condition, only ending condition. Then that condition is going to false, then automatically that loop is terminated. So that is repeat a statement or group of statements while a given condition is true. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. Next is for loop. Executes a sequence of statements multiple times and repeat the code that manages the loop variable. Next is do while loop. It is the advanced loop of while loop. It is more like a while statement, except that tests the condition at the end of the loop body. And when we use any loop in loop, then that is called nested loop. Now we describe all loops one by one with example. So first is the while loop. When we use while loop in our programming, that means you have a only ending condition for execution of that code, for repeat that code. So we give that condition. When that condition is going to wrong, false, then automatically that loop is terminated. If that condition is not going to till infinite times, then loop is going to infinite times. So the syntax of while loop is while, condition, and statement. Statement are blocked by the braces. Now that is the example of a while loop. Here we take a variable which I initialize by 10. Then we create a while loop. In while loop we give the a condition, that means a is less than 20, then it is loop continue. If condition is false, means the value of a is larger than and equal to the 20, then automatically that is the condition going to false, and automatically that loop is going to terminated, and we print a value of a, and we implement the increment operator on value of a. So I perform that value perform that value into the DAP C++. Now we start that software and start to working. Now I create a source file, name I save it and give the name of while loop .c source file, and save it, and I have a while loop file, then replace. Now I start the lecture, start the example. First, preprocessor include studio stdio.h enter main function. I describe the main functions in next lectures, then we clear what is the function and what is the return which we write in every main function. Now I copy the code, int a equal to 10. After that we write while code and give the condition a greater than less than 20, and write the code printf I print the value of a. So %d is integer /n. Okay, now I set the increment operator. That's it. Now I execute this program, compile and run. It is convert the program into machine code, and after that it is execute the code. So what is the problem? It prints something random values. Oh, I not give the variable of a, so sorry. Now check it, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19, because it is less than 20. Now I give there, I place equal to here, then what is perform? 20 is also count into the counter. So now 20 is also count. Now I perform a example which is in the while loop, that is the palindrome program. I take a number and check that number is palindrome or not. Palindrome means like that any number is reverse number are both are same, like 1 to 1, and the reverse of that number is 1 to 1 also. So that is number is called the palindrome. If I take 1 2 3 4 then the reverse number is 4 3 2 1, that are not same, so it is called not palindrome. So I create the program for check given number is palindrome or not. So for that, first I receive a number from the user. For that I create a n and print a message that give a number for the palindrome. Enter a number for palindrome. For check palindrome or not. Now I scan the number, scan F, it is integer, so I use the percentage, comma, address of, and now I have a number. Now I perform the operation on that number. What is the operation? First we perform on the operation on that number, then we take a reminder. For that I remove this, I create the rem variable. Here I take the reminder of that number and modulus 10. What is performed? Like that I take a number 1, 2, 3. Then we take the modulus of 1, 2, 3. Then what is performed? 10 is equal to 3. So 3 number are stored into the remainder. Now I take a reverse number, which is store the reverse number. In this res, I take the res is equal to, what is the logic? Res into 10 plus reminder. I add reminder rem, sorry. Now what is performed? Now you check when any program we take same variable in both sides at the first time, then you first initialize that variable must. Why? When you create any variable, a garbage value is stored in that variable memory. So if you don't initialize that value, then that garbage value are encountered and your result will be wrong. So for the solve that problem, you set the value of that variable 0 or 1. 0 or 1. It is dependent on your logic. You want to give 0 or 1. So here I give the 0 for the res at initialization time, and also I define the rem here. So I create 3 variables, n, res and rem, but I initialize the res because here in logic we use same and left side and also right side. So in that condition we initialize first that variable. Now what is performed? So at the starting res is 0 and 0 into 10, 0 into 10 is equal to 0 and plus rem is at starting 3, so is equal to 3. Now third step of that logic, this is you set n is equal to n divided by 10. What is it performed? Then you divide 1, 2, 3 by 10, then what is the result? 12.3. But n is the integer, so n is not stored the points, decimal points, so it is discard the point values. Now the value of n is 12. Now the value of is 12. So here again, now we check the condition. I give the condition when n is less than is 0, greater than 0, then it is run. When n is equal to 0 and less than 0, then that loop is terminated automatically. So we give the condition n greater than 0. So here n value is 12, n value is 12, so it is condition is true, so it is going to for the next step. Now 12 modulus 10 is equal to 2, and now second condition, RES is equal to 3 into 10 is equal to 30, 30 plus 2 is equal to 32. Now here 12 divided by 10 is equal to what, 1, because 1.2 2 is discarded. So now 1 is greater than 0 or not? Yes, it is greater than. Now you take the remainder again, 1 modulus 10 is equal to 1. Here 32 into 10, 320 plus 1 is equal to 321. So it is the reverse number of that number which is given by user. Now again 1 divided by 10, so it is something like 0 point something, so it is minus, so it is converted into 0. Now condition is n is equal to 0, which is terminal, so loop is terminated. So now I have the reverse number of that number 321. So that is the logic. I remove these statements, only I take the original statements. So now, but now value of n is changed, it is equal to 0. So first we store create a duplicate of n. For that I take a variable d duplicate and d is equal to n. Now the value of d is stored into the n. The value of n is stored into the d. Now I check the condition. If d is equal to res, means main number and reverse number is equal, then I print that is number is palindrome. If it is not equal, then print the not palindrome. So I use the if condition. If d is equal to res, then what print? Printf /n given number is palindrome, and when condition is false, means else, in else we print the not palindrome. Copy the printf. That's it. Now I'll execute this program. So what is the result? Enter a number 121. Number is palindrome. Now check it again. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Number is palindrome. So something wrong. I didn't write not. Okay, now check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now number is not palindrome. I didn't write the not, like I copy paste only. So this is the while loop, and this is the example of while loop. Find the given number is palindrome or not. So I hope you learn about the while loop, how it is performed. Now I move on to the next loop, that is the do while loop. Now we discuss next loop, that is the do while loop in C programming. So for that, in while loop what we do, we take a condition, and when that condition is going to false, then that loop is automatically terminated. Now programmers wants that it want to run that statements of loop at one time, at least one time that code is run when we compile and run that program. If condition is false or true, it is not dependent. So what is do while loop? Unlike for and while loops, which test the loop's condition at the top of the loop, the do while loops in C programming check it condition at the bottom of the top loop. So do while loop is similar to a while loop, except the facts that is guaranteed to execute at least one time. Means you want to run that code at least one time. If condition is true or false, it is not dependent. When first that code is run at one time, after that the condition will be checked. Then if that condition is true, then execution repetition is started. If that condition is false, then that loop is terminated. So that is the statement of do while loop. In that we write a do at the starting and the statement in braces, and give the condition at the end with the semicolon. That is the example. Here I take a variable is equal to 10, and in this do printf, print the value of a, and a is equal to a plus 1, and increment operator you also write. And after that I will take a condition that is always false, that is always false. So it run the operation of that while loop. So now I check in Dev C++. Now I create a program for do while loop, save it, do while, I replace it. Now same preprocessor include studio.h main return 0. Now I write the code, int a is equal to 10, and write the do printf %d /n semicolon and a plus plus. Now I write the condition, and what is the condition? A greater than 10. I give a wrong condition for check that code is run or not. Okay, so semicolon also. Now I check it that code. So I execute this code. It is given some error. I don't place the semicolon. It is a universal error. Same, I didn't give the printed. You check it, condition is false, so it is print the 10 at one time. According to us, the condition is false at starting, but do while loop is print that statement at one time. So that is the do while loop. Now I move on to the next loop, that is the for loop, very important loop, and while loop also important loop. To while loop is used minimum when we have the condition that I print the statement at one time. So now we move on to the for loop. For loop have three conditions. First is know about the starting point. Second condition, know the ending point, and third condition, how many increment are performed on that counter. So it have the three conditions. If three are available, then you use the for. If you have the condition only ending condition, then you use the while loop. Okay, so what is the difference between for loop and while loop? If we have the starting point, ending point, and increment in counter, then we use the for loop. If we didn't know about any that how many numbers are come, how starting point is that, then we how many counter is incremented, so that time we use the while loop. We have only a condition that you end with this condition. So we use the for loop for when we know about the counting, that how many times the counter is performed. So a for loop is a repeated control structure that allow you to efficiently write a code that needs to execute a specific number of times. The syntax of for loop, it have the initialization of that counter, after that ending counter, ending condition, and after that increment of that counter. So and the statement into the braces. So here are the flow of control of a for loop. The initialization step is execute first and only once in a for loop times. This step allow you to declare and initialize any loop control variables. You are not required to put a statement here as long as a semicolon appears. Next, the condition is evaluated. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, the body of the loop does not executed and the flow of control jumps to the next statement just after the for loop. After the body of the for loop executed, the flow of control jumps back up to the increment statement. This statement allow you to update any loop control variable. This statement can be left blank as long as a semicolon appears after the condition. The condition is now evaluated again. If it is true, the loop execute and the process repeated itself. Body of loop, then increment step, and then again condition. After the condition become false, for the for loop terminated. Now this is the example. Now I create this into the Dev C++. For that I create a new source file, save it. First is save it. Now for loop and C source file, save it. Now create the include studio main and that is the simplest structure of any C program. So now I write return 0. Now I create the for loop. For that I create int I. It is the variable, initialized variable, and I check the condition of I. After that I run that. Okay, now for I is equal to starting, I take the starting from 1. You start with 0, you start with -10, you start with any number that you want. Now I give the condition, ending condition, I less than equal to 10, and after that I plus plus, increment operator is set here. Now you write the code in this block. What you want? I print the I. Okay, so the counting of that number is print. So I print I. For that slash %d slash n, and I give passes the I here. Now that's it. Okay, now you check that is work or not. For that you execute your program. Now it is working. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It is the counting 1 2 3. You want to count 100, then you give the condition to 100, then you check it, compile and run. It is going to 100. So you don't use the slash n, you use the slash t for seeing all numbers. Now run. That's it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 200. Now you want to create a table in for loop. What we do? We read a number for the table, like n. Read a number for printf, and print the message, enter number for print table. And slash n. Now give semicolon and press the enter. Now scan the number which is given by the user, %d. It is the integer. We normally working with the integer. When we need any other data types, then we work on that. Okay, in next lecture. Address of n. Now just put it number here into n, because it is counting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I give the condition 10. Now you give the n any number, then it print the table. You check it. Semicolon, universal error. Enter the number. I want to print the table of 5, then the table of 5 is printed. Okay, now you print the some, I repeated it again, like 8. Now you check it, the table of 80 printed. So that is the for loop. Now I move on to the nested loop, and we work on many types of pattern. We print the many types of pattern in that loops. So we going to the PPT. Now we discuss the MCQ of this lecture. So first MCQ of this lecture are syntax of for loop. Here when we describe the for loop, then I told you that initialization, first condition is of for loop is initialization, second condition is termination condition, and third condition is increment. So, and they are separated by the semicolon. So only these conditions are satisfied by option A, other are not satisfied these conditions. So the answer of this MCQ is A. Now next, what is the syntax of while loop? What is the syntax of while loop? In while loop syntax, first while loop come, after the condition will come, and after that braces will come, and in braces we write the statements. Okay, so there are option A is following all conditions that are given for the syntax of while loop. So first option of this is write while condition and braces, and other have the wrong syntax of while loop. Third is the main important question for the Viva. Anyone if will ask you that what is the difference between the do while and while loop. So for that, a option is while loop fast but do while loop is not. Second is do while loop is fast but while loop is not. While works with condition but do while works not with condition. Third is do while loop statement run one time and if condition wrong or right, but while not. So while do while loop run the code at least one time, then condition given condition is true or false. So option D is right. Next is difference between for loop and while loop. It is also most important question for the Viva. Then option A is in for loop start and ending point known, but in while loop only end point known. Second is in while loop start and ending point known, but in for loop only end point known. And third is not mentioned here. So I tell you, then we create the difference between for loop and while loop. Then it is the difference that for loop also known previously, that what is the starting point, initialization point, ending point, and the last is increment. But while loop only know the a condition, termination condition, after that it run the code. Okay, so first option is right. Next is choose a right C statement. Loops or repetition block execute a group of statements repeatedly. Loops is usually executed as long as condition is met. Loops usually takes advantage of loop and counter, and all of the above. So all are the right statement. So the answer is D. Next is loops in C language are implemented using while block, for block, do while block, and third is the all of the above. And the option is D, because C have the while loop, for loop, and do while loop also. So next is while loop is faster in C language, for, while, or do while loop. Which loop is faster? First is for loop is faster, while loop faster, do while loop faster, and all work at same speed. The answer is all works at same speed. So that's it, the lecture, today lecture. I hope you understand about the loop statements, and I will come with the next lecture of FOPL. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.